Another game comes out, another game gets popular, another game tries to take over the world, and then we are brought right back down to toxicity in gaming. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with many YouTube channels. Let me bring you over to the initial inspiration for this video, that being a tweet over from Marvel Rivals, leaks, and info. Female Marvel Rivals players are fed up of constant misogyny as toxic gamers hurl vulgar, disgusting, sexist comments in-game. We've heard this before. It is unfortunately just part of gaming culture, and I know before you start commenting down below, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it, but I'm saying that you're never going to be able to do anything to change it. I wholeheartedly believe that. I'm pretty black-pilled when it comes to the entire world. I think that this world is going downhill very, very fast. But there was actually an article that came along with this. Let me bring you over to it right here. It's on Video Gamer. You know what? Actually, I'm going to bring it up full screen for you over here. So let's see. Marvel Rivals is one of the most popular live service games ever, with endless content planned for the future. With a new hero coming every month and a half, you get it and you get it. However, like any multiplayer game, it seems that some unsavory gamers are ruining the game for others, with female gamers particularly targeted via Rivals in-game chat. Shocker. Again, I'm not saying it's okay. I'm just saying that, like, you know what? It's just the cycle of new games right now, right? A post on the Marvel Rivals subreddit by user SoupCorrect2910 warned other players to not be both using comms if you are female. While the gamer loves playing ranked rivals, their experience has been ruined by vulgar, disgusting, sexist comments almost every match. In the Reddit post, the gamer explained that it's become genuinely frustrating to play with others unmuted. While they want to communicate with their team for better collaboration and coordination, the massive abuse hurled by randoms online has made that impossible. It's genuinely frustrating how as soon as I say something, I'm called a, you know, or times if I say something, they just say, oof. Yeah, dude, those people are so cringe. Like, okay. I am all for joking around, honestly, but those guys over game chat who think they're so sick just going, oh, good girl, like, oh, like, it's cringe. But that happens. They say it over and over. The player said, or people will be like, good game, we got a girl on our team, and just dog on me all game when I'm playing perfectly fine. The gamer's experience was instantly corroborated by a swarm of other players. Many claim the game is of one of the most toxic titles they've experienced in recent years. Players with similar experiences have muted all communications with other players, including in-game text chat, to stop being harassed. Talk once, got bullied the whole game by the whole team despite playing well. One player explained, never again. The misogyny in this game is sadly on another level. I hate people that do that, but there was this one time in ranked where this guy was playing, like, you know, and blamed the girl and made sexist comments like calling her a dishwasher. Another player explained, and you understand where this is going. It's a lot of people complaining about voice chat. I have always thought that this was extremely simple for people to fix. Press the mute button, but I do understand if you want to push back and you want to say, okay, this is a team-based game, communication is kind of important. And then I would say, I just think the best route to go is to find a squad offline so you don't just have fills. But I understand, again, if you want to push back and say, well, I just want to load in with some teammates sometimes. Trash talking has been part of video games for a very, very long time, and I never understood this. Like, I get that you just want to sit back and have some fun, but it is so easy for girls to beyond humiliate men. Like, if the guy's coming here and calling you a dishwasher, calling you good girl, calling you, like, every name under the sun, whatever it is, all you have to do is degrade him just a little bit. Just a little bit. Just say, like, I can't be that creative off the top of my head, but just, like, tell him, like, oh my god, you have a disgusting voice. I would never want to fuck you. Like, something like that. As he might get a little bit more aggressive, okay? He might get a little bit more aggressive, but stuff like that hurts a lot of guys to their core. And especially if a guy is confident enough to say good girl over a microphone, you know that he is overcompensating for something, you know? It's like, because they can't get that in their regular life, so they need to go start yapping to regular girls or random girls in their squad fills. You know, that is the vast majority of those guys. They're very easy to beat down. Plus, if you actually want to, and again, the problem is, I know that not every girl wants to do this, okay? It is so easy to be accepted into gaming as a girl. All you have to do is have a little bit of a sense of humor. Girls who trash talk are so much fun to play with because they get it. It's odd, and that's one of the reasons why I love my wife so much, is because my wife and I make fun of each other all of the time. All of the time, and it makes for a really, really nice experience, and that's why I'm glad my daughter's going to be around that, because my daughter's going to grow up with a sense of humor. My daughter's going to be able to own any insecurities that she might have, and she's going to be able to walk through life not getting offended by somebody just saying something where it's like, oh my god, like, I don't know, like, my daughter is 9 months old. I don't know what any insecurity she's gonna have. Like, if she's really insecure about her hair, like, okay, your hair, why is your hair like that at the end? Yeah, my hair is like that. And and then she'd point out like some deformity on their face. You know, Girls who can actually engage in trash talk with video games are some of the most welcomed people of all time. And then you'll have the only problem that you'll end up having is you're gonna instead of people just talking, disgusting to you online, they're gonna start talking to you disgusting in the other way because they're gonna start SIMPing for you. So girls can go one route or the other. Like, they can laugh and they can just insult back in a very playful manner, and then people are going to enjoy that. They can press the mute button. They can find a squad offline, which is difficult. And I understand, you know what, if you want to come in, you want to say like, okay, they shouldn't have to do all this. Yeah, okay, you're right. You're right. But unfortunately, this is the way that the world is, and I do not believe that you are ever going to be able to change that. And lastly, I forgot to mention that, of course, you can just end up degrading the guys. We've talked about this on multiple occasions over on the channel, but again, it's not just what I think about this, guys. Let's take a look at what people had to say in replies to that over at the Marvel Rivals leaks and info over here. So a user by the name of Tabby had this to say: as sad as it sounds, this happens with every online game. Yeah, Marvel Rivals definitely isn't like this brand new game where guys are just taking it to an insanely new level, never heard of before. No, it's just regular video game culture. Brothership on Rivals had this to say: that's just how it is. It's always been like this. Why can't we go and be the community that actively tries to remedy that? So, how do you suppose you want to go and do that? I'm all ears. How are you going to fix it? The report option does exist. And I forgot to mention that too. Oh my god, I forgot to mention that. The report option exists. Most games act upon that. Most games have their voice chats recorded, and if you report them, they will act on it. And then you'll never just have to see that person again. I get that you shouldn't want, like, you want to just load into a game where you don't have to do that. I understand that, but that's not the world that we live in. But what do you want to do? What do you suggest we do to change the world like this? I personally don't believe it's possible. So, if you're unable to do something like this, you need to assess your situation and move forward in the best way possible. That being doing one of the things that I said. I'm all open ears too if you guys have any other ideas for any, like, if anybody's experiencing this type of thing, okay? Literally had a match today, said one thing in agreement with this loser, and he hit me with the, oh no. Yeah, but you can just clap back at him, man. Clap back. The problem is, I get why you wouldn't want to, so I do understand both sides of this a little bit, I just, the problem with this is I'm mostly over here with Magpie. Is the mute button broken? At the end of the day, you're playing a game, like, communication isn't that important, and if you are going to talk about it being that important, like, you better be playing some, like, highly level competitive games, and if you're playing some highly level competitive games, I doubt you're filling. I would imagine that if you're a serious competitive player and you absolutely require those voice communications, then you have people that you play with that aren't squad fills, okay? Let's continue on. Mute the freaking voice chat, but I need comms to play. Well, yeah, so do I, but I mute comms all the time. When people are trying to be funny, when people burp, when people are eating, when people just complain. Some streamers purposely leave their comms on just to point out the misogyny, or we're not going to talk about that, but that's actually a good point. In the first part, I mean. I do this all the time, and I would imagine that you guys also do this all the time, where if somebody just has an echoey mic, if somebody is yapping too much, if somebody is being obnoxious, you just mute them. I don't go online and start complaining on Twitter, okay, everybody who has I shouldn't have to play with anybody who has a cheap microphone. I just don't like doing it, and I'm going to mute them. I don't want to hear what's going on in their house. I don't want to hear them chewing. I don't want to hear them breathing. If somebody is disrupting my game in any way, I mute them, and I never really thought about comparing it to that, but that's a very, very accurate comparison in my opinion. I use the mute button all the time, and it's really, at the end of the day, it's no big deal. So instead of game companies taking initiative to crack down on this behavior, women should effectively remove themselves from speaking in the gaming space and stop using key communication features in games. What kind of solution is that? There was a response to it. They are taking an initiative. They warn you that the voice chat is recorded for safety, and as far as I'm aware, with Marvel Rivals, I don't have any experience reporting on Marvel Rivals, but from what I have heard, they are really good at actually acting upon reports. So there's a lot of people in this world that I know that you don't want to play games with, but at the end of the day, the report feature exists for your safety. The report feature exists if somebody's making you uncomfortable, and you are supposed to do that, unfortunately. And again, I know that you're going to come back, and I know that people are going to start saying, like, well, we shouldn't have to do that. I don't know what to say. Sucks. Use the mute button. That's what I would do, okay? Let's continue on. They should do what my one friend does, where she hits them with the most creative insults I ever heard, effing them harder than she, yeah, okay. But yeah, these gamers are, I always report and crap on these people, unless with my one friend, she craps on them so hard, I just grab popcorn. But yeah, like I said earlier, I know that was a little bit of a whole tweet to look at there, but It's so simple for girls online to win an argument. All you have to do is just humiliate them a little bit. Just tap into just ruining their masculinity just a little bit. For the guys going online just going, oh yeah, good girl. Like, for the guys who are doing that, they don't have much masculinity for you to really rip apart. And if you rip apart them just a little bit, it looks like they're going to have nothing, absolutely nothing in their tank left. And then they're going to be the laughing stock of all their team. Like, I know, I can guarantee you right now, if I was playing with my boys and one of them was trash talking a girl and the girl came back with like a very, very nice emasculating insult, we would all laugh like hell at that dude, and then he would become the new target. It sucks that that's necessary, or not necessary, but it sucks that you have to go through that in order to play your game, but it is something to take into consideration. I wholeheartedly believe it's something that you should try. This is why I never talk in voice chat unless I'm with a friend, and it's usually only us in a party. Also, as much as it sucks, honestly, the best advice is to mute, report, and move on. This isn't exclusive to Rivals, by the way. This happens in every single online game. I thought this entire tweet was well said. Yeah, you play in a party. I know that not everybody has that luxury, but you are more than capable of finding people like-minded to play with. Mute is always the best option, and this is not exclusive to Rivals. It's every video game, every online platform. It's just, we can't expect a new game to come out and just think about it being all happy, super duper fun time, right? Anything along those lines. Let's continue on to another tweet over here. Deadboy VT. This is breaking news. Women are being harassed on online and game chat. Just report them, bro. Quit refusing to help yourself and crying about it online. Literally, everyone I've reported in for in-game voice chat abuse gets banned in like a day. It's quicker than Valorant. There we go. We love to see that Marvel Rivals is actually, and I would imagine that this is true too, because I know that the Marvel Rivals dev team really cares about their game and really, really wants it to succeed, and they're working very hard. So I would imagine that if somebody is bothering you and you report them, they will be taken care of. It's unfortunate you need to go through those steps, but there are a lot of great people online. There's a lot of like-minded people that will want to play with anybody who feels harassed on the game. It's just part of gaming culture, and I'm all ears if anybody has any way to legitimately fix this type of thing, but I don't think that that's possible. But in the meantime, guys, you know what I do think is possible? You clicking on this video right here where we talk about a little bit more of the same subject, but more of an isolated case with a specific person getting upset about toxicity in gaming. I would love to have you guys over there. Thank you for watching. Take care.